everyone, welcome to Bosspros. It's me, Randy, and I'm here with my lovely fiance.
Why do you have to think about that?
Because in the last episode we talked about whether or not I was married or not, and so...
Oh, we gotta do stuff.
Inside the audio cable!
Oh, whatever at this point. Wait, what are we riding on?
It's a hoverboard! No way! I always wanted one of these
got
things!
distracted in the middle of my intro.
We had to press play and it did this. Oh my god. Very much believe it. Ow. I'm very much so failing this.
Absolutely incredible.
This is amazing.
Yeah, no, last episode we talked about whether or not you were my wife or fiance at this point of upload, and I was gonna leave it blank so that you could fill in the blank, but then I was just like, it doesn't make sense. So, you are my lovely fiance. We're planning a date too,
I mean, you can always, just put the wife word up if we're married by that point.
yeah, true. But we're here continuing on with this and having a good time. I think we're having a good time. You having a good time? Okay. That's what matters.
You just wanna put your control in your mouth?
No.
Look at them! Yeah! Look at that audience! They're excited!
Yeah, so am I.
Are you ready for your performance, May?
Are we still missing something?
No! We got everything we need!
Oh.
It's showtime, baby! Woo! You hear that, May? You hear the anticipation?
I haven't performed in front of an audience for ages.
May, it'll be fine. Just think of them all in their underwear.
Yes, that will make you relax. Cody, let's go prep the stage.
Okay, Buck. Hey, May, break a leg.
I can't do this. I can't do it.
May, it doesn't have to be perfect, you know.
Oh, yes, it does. If it's not perfect, I'll let them down.
No, just sing from your heart. You weren't born to be perfect. You were born to be you.
The most serious I have seen this book ever be is in comforting her and her anxieties.
Oh.
Oh.
Just you for a minute.
Yeah. Very rare opportunity. Can't wait to look at this.
Sing from the heart.
For those who don't obviously can see or feel anything, I can feel a heartbeat through the controller.
Oh, that's neat. That's real neat.
Whoa. This is gonna be special.
There was nothing on my end. That's interesting.
And then the heartbeat starts up again. Because at first I thought it might have been her steps, but no, this is definitely simulating a heartbeat.
It makes me wonder how, if I had a second PS5 controller, it makes me wonder how the PS5 controllers would do it. Just because they have more range of vibration.
Hi, guys.
They'd probably just be a bit more intense, that's about it.
Come on, May. You can do this. I believe in you. Come on.
This game is gonna make me cry.
Yep.
Mom, I found your favorite song. You can listen to it when you feel better. I love you, Mom.
This poor baby. This game hurts so much.
Yeah?
You can do this, May. I know you can. That was beautiful, May.
Thank you.
Oh. Yes, 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 yes. Nice. Baby! You're the one that wanted to play this.
I know! such a good game.
Míralo! ¡Ay! Look at them! So beautiful! Love heals all. Adios!
Ugh.
Rose. Cody,
May!
it worked.
Yeah, we're back.
Where's Rose?
I don't know.
It looks like she was going to school.
Rose?
We're running away, one of the two.
May,
What?
a letter.
Dear Mum and Dad, I'm sorry that I did this to you. I know how to make everything good again. All you have to do is stop fighting. I know I'm not a perfect daughter.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry I don't like to brush my teeth. I'm sorry I read books after bedtime. I'm sorry I don't put my toys where they should be. I know it's my fault you want a divorce.
She's blaming herself.
She thinks it's her fault.
I'll leave you alone so you can become friends again. You should be friends. I love you, Mum. I love you, Dad. P.S.
That looks like the
I
bus
have my
stop in
pocket
Night
money
at the
to
Row.
buy a bus ticket. Don't worry. I packed a sandwich and a lollipop.
Oh no.
Rose.
Rose!
Sweetie!
I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about me. You can go home.
No. Rose, honey, it's not your fault that we've been fighting.
It isn't.
No, Rose. It was never your fault.
Okay. So, does that mean you can become friends again?
Honey, listen, whatever happens, your mom and me, we will always be there for you.
And we'll always love you.
Always.
Okay.
Come here. Where did you find this?
I found it at school. In a trash can.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Sometimes you can find real treasures in the trash.
Come on. Let's go home.
Okay, so Rose, if your mom had to fight an aggressive squirrel double her size, who do you think would win?
Mom, of course.
You're right. And that's why I like to hang out with her.
Cody, I used to think you were completely irrational. But I have to say, you make more sense now.
We could have finished that the other night.
We could have, but we didn't know.
This was a really short episode.
16 minutes. I'm content to just let it sit and highlight us through the real life items that we ran into.
Yeah, it is doing that, isn't it?
Yep.
I wonder if they ever fixed the elephant.
I would assume they do. There it is.
Yeah, okay.
Man. To everyone who worked on this game, you guys did a phenomenal job. Like, everything about this game is just banger after banger after banger.
Look at that, Family.
The bee.
Look
Love
at
the
her. She made it out okay.
I love how it was easy to play, but also had its challenging moments. Like, it was very easy for someone who doesn't play games often to come in and do this.
Like me, for example.
I love it. Cody and Dr. Hakim were played by the same person. That's really funny to me.
That is funny, yes. The sounds were immaculate, the visuals were great, and for it being a 2-player, the way that you can tell that there was a lot of thought and design put into this game.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me wonder the story behind it.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, the creators did, you know, the initial people who made the idea, like, did they go through a similar situation and they created a story about that? Or maybe they saw their parents divorce and they wish that it worked out, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I want to know the story behind the creation of this game, because I feel like there's a story. I mean, if it's somebody just like, I feel like we need to co-op, but make it sad, that's fine too.
Right, but it doesn't feel like somebody said,
No, there was a
let's
lot
do a
of
co-op
thought.
and make it sad.
There was a lot of thought put into this, and the
Mhm.
mechanics and how things work, and the bickering, and then the comments, and then the communication, and all of that. Like,
Yeah, and just how each ability worked together in each section made it.
and like this game very much so highlights like all the advice we're getting on our wedding website, right?
Mhm.
The biggest advice we keep getting is communication.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're lucky in the sense that, you know, Randy and I communicate more than the average couple in our stage of relationship does.
Mhm.
We just have to make sure to continue to keep that level of communication. Willow's trying to get in here.
I know she is. She's also pulling at this. I need them to stop pulling at it.
And, and with, you know, Cody and May kissing, that seems to indicate that they're not getting a divorce and they are staying together. But I like how it's not as relevant, like, as evident, but they're still verifying to the child and validating the child, like, hey, this isn't your fault.
And no matter what we do, no matter what happens, we're gonna love you. Like, it's...
Because a lot of kids feel like it's their fault.
Mhm.
Because sometimes the parents get snippy towards the child and stuff like that.
Yep.
I was lucky that I didn't really get to experience that feeling because it happened when I was far too young to really comprehend what was going on. And then when it came to my dad and my brothers and sisters' mom, my stepmother, you know, they were more affected than I was because, I mean, I only saw them every summer. But, like, it didn't really affect them until they got older.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't blame themselves, but the just confusion and stuff didn't really hit till they got a little older because they were old enough to know what was going on.
Right.
But with my brother being autistic and his first response to everything, well now, you know, Dad won't be around to, you know, fuss at me so much, and I can play all the games I want and blah blah blah. You know, Fia, I don't think she was happy about it, but she wasn't, like, torn up about it. And her feelings on the matter didn't really come up until later.
Gotcha.
But, so I got to see kind of a little bit of that response in them as they got older, but now they're fine, as far as I can tell. But, like, I know you witnessed your parents almost going through that.
Yeah, when I was younger, I remember I was playing the SNES, I was playing Super Mario World, and they went to their bedroom, had a heated discussion, and then when they came out, my dad, with my mom sitting next to me, if you had to choose who you would live with, me or your mom, who would you choose?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's an appropriate thing to ask a child. I don't.
Not unless if it's set in stone.
Yeah.
You know, if it's set in stone and it's being taken to court, then you go, you're old enough to choose who you want to stay with primarily at the time.
Granted, I was like 11, 12 years old.
But if it wasn't set in stone, it wasn't set in stone though.
Right, and it still wasn't okay. Because sometimes I'll think about that. Sometimes I will, and I'll sit there and I'm like, man, that...
I experienced my mom and my stepdad getting
cool.
divorced. Well, they never fully got divorced, but they've been separated long enough that they're no longer together and they can legally remarry.
Yes.
But, you know, their situation, that was rough for me. Because there were times where they were... Like, there's one fight in particular that I vividly remember. They were in the kitchen and I was in my little froggy sleeping bag. And I was in the living room. And they just kept fighting and fighting and fighting until eventually I remember some of the things that were said. I'm not going to repeat them, obviously, on camera. Yeah. Because they were pretty bad. But I remember my mom taking me and she's like... Because I was crying. And they weren't going to stop fighting. So she realized that I needed to be taken from the situation. And so she had me stay with her friend for that night. And she talked to her friend, and I was, you know, I was crying. I wasn't happy. I was upset, you know, because I didn't know what was going on. Yeah. And, you know, I remember vividly, you know, being told that I was going to get to eat a certain cereal that I liked and stuff like that. And, like, you know, that's what kind of calmed me down a bit. I got excited, and then the next morning when I woke up, I was back at home, and I was very disappointed I didn't get that cereal. But they weren't fighting anymore. So, I think it's just really important to communicate when you're in a relationship. All your feelings and stuff like that. And if you feel like you can't talk to somebody, get advice, and then bring it up. Because letting things just fester and get worse and worse, it's just not... it's just not worth it. It's not worth letting it build up, you know?
We discovered about half the minigames, and total wins 9-4.
But, so it looks like we can go back to different chapters and see.
Yeah, you can see we missed 2 in setting the stage.
Didn't get any in the rehearsal.
There probably wasn't any in rehearsal. Or
oh, no, you're right.
But if you go, like, back to the chapters, you'll see we missed 2 in that one.
Because we can always go back into some chapters and see if we can find them.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I wanted. Didn't find any in Gates of Time. Missed a lot of these.
4 in Rose's room.
All those, got those. So yeah, we missed a good chunk of them. But I guess, you know, the moral of it all.
The moral of it all is get off of the wire!
You good?
Mhm.
They'll grab onto anything they can.
If you're in a situation like this and you need someone to talk to, discuss it with your partner. Be like, hey, I think we should talk to someone about it. Talk to a professional.
I mean, at least see what you can do, and if it's just not working out, it's just not working out. Now, obviously, if the situation's like, for say, like an abusive situation,
There's a difference.
There's a difference, but if you fell out of love, or you feel like you're just not there anymore, or they're not there anymore, you know, there are ways to keep that connection going or respark it. Like, date each other well into marriage and stuff like that. Go on dates, do silly little things. You know, gift each other things on occasion. Show your love and your appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't, then things like this build up. You lose your passion and you feel discouraged and things are just tense and you don't have anything going. It's just motions at that point.
So, very well said.
That being said, though, thank y'all for joining us through this game.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. There's more stuff that you can click on during the end page of the video.
And we might do like an episode, short episode or two on trying to find all these other mini games that we missed.
Maybe. Might do it on like a live stream or something.
We could, yeah.
I'll throw the VOD channel down there so that you guys can check that out. I'll throw the Twitch of my lovely fiance
and or wife
in the description below as well. And yeah. Thank you
a very
so
good
much.
game. And if you have somebody you can play it with, I highly recommend it.
Absolutely. I do as well. Alright. See y'all in the next one. Bye-bye!